Oh, I should be doing that too. Uh-oh. Oh, it's in here. Oh.
Thank you. And did everybody get the,
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
November, December. November, December. November, December.
Thank you.
and here, I mean, they're a little bit late. I don't think you'll be wanting to send them, you know, a card. It's from Merrimack County Savings Bank, so I think they'll understand that we didn't send them a card.
Well, I can put these aside for next year and
Oh.
make sure I send one for next year.
Sure.
Do you want me to do a Happy New Year?
Do you think that right now they're thinking, hey, how come they didn't send us back a card, you know?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So we have November and we have December. Well, December is very short, be easy.
I know, I panicked when I saw
Nothing.
December and January, and it's like, ah, really? Because I was ready with November, but I said, okay, I'll print it out. It was all ready, but it just needed to be printed.
Okay, any changes to the November one or December? Okay. Marty, you're up.
Okay, so, the only thing that's, nothing really much interesting, except I did pay the Midwest tape, which is our hoopla. You know, so I don't have anything which told me how much we were at with the.
Oh, I didn't forward?
No,
Okay.
no, but anyway, I think.
Well, we were down to where,
I think you said 250. I think you just told me
oh,
250. So I just, you know, I sent them 500 and figuring that would certainly be enough.
we were at the point where if you made one more payment, we wouldn't have enough to pay
Okay.
the month after that.
So.
But I will make sure I
Yeah,
send
because I'm
the
trying to
things
think,
you.
when did I pay them was it 1,000 or 2,000? I think it was 2,000 that I sent them. Anyway, obviously, I think we're having quite a few people using it.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't notice, did you have something in the annual report about how much we were using hoopla?
Not Hoopla specifically.
Oh, okay.
I combined Hoopla
And the
Yeah.
overdrive, yeah, okay. But other than that, really, there's nothing else. You know, obviously, the 800, you know, which is our annual, and nothing else really exceptional.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
Marty, when you gave me the check for the sign, don't forget I also gave you the receipt for the gift certificates for $80.
Oh, I
So,
guess,
I'm in no rush.
no, but I guess I don't think I have. Maybe I just kind of blew it. So you're saying, okay, so how much?
I'll email you.
Okay.
How's that?
All
I'll
right.
email you.
Yeah.
And I got my money right away from the gift cards that I bought.
Yeah,
So if you're thinking, I thought I paid that, you did pay me.
okay. So
It's okay. Don't
Okay.
worry about it, Marty.
And that reminds
So-
me.
right, I remember paying you for the sign.
Right, you did.
And I thought that I also paid you for,
I looked it up today.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, so yeah, so email me and I will
I
send you
will.
another check.
not a
We
problem.
certainly have enough cash. in there.
Probably.
Right.
Anybody have any questions for Marty? Okay, Catherine?
Back in December, one of the items I had listed under projects was applied for a Plant Wildflowers Nationwide Library Initiative Award. It seemed like sort of a long shot. I think they were looking for libraries a tad larger than ours. They were giving out $1,000 to hire speakers and 1,000 packets of seeds for the libraries to distribute. So I'm thinking they weren't really looking for a place like us, but it didn't seem like it would hurt to apply. Today at 12:15, I discovered we did not get the grant. On this month's report, I have a thing about book trucks under action taken on 2022 goals. I had been originally thinking we could empty out what used to be our reference bookcase and move it a little closer to the desk and use one side of it for staff and one side for public things. That's not really going to work out. It's just too big and awkward. And I think we're going to fill up the whole thing with things for the public. So I was thinking of perhaps getting a book truck, something on wheels, to use. And my thought is to use it as a separator between the back of the desk things for the staff and the public area. Right now we have boxes that sort of creep out.
Yeah.
And my thought was to have something to sort of anchor those and make it seem very obvious what was staff and what was public. And I thought book trucks would be a useful way to do that.
So this is the one.
So I put two.
Oh,
One is a metal one, which is a bit larger and has wider shelves, and frankly seems more useful. But I didn't know how you felt about having a metal bookcase, or metal book truck up there. So I also included a prettier wood one. I'd prefer the metal, but
well, I mean, we're using a metal one already.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be whatever you find
Okay.
most useful.
So that's fine to order?
Sure.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
Okay. And this is just a little addendum to this. Apparently, other libraries are starting to call their collections a library of things. So we're getting a library of things there. We have our loom, we have our puzzles.
So
we have
they're
our
not going to be
telescope.
material anymore, huh?
No. Well, they are materials, but that's the collection that people are calling that, a library of things.
Okay.
I just thought that was cute.
Yeah, okay.
So did anybody have questions?
No, I don't think I do. Do you have any feeling about how we are with people coming in now and before the pandemic?
I don't think we've gotten back to pre-pandemic levels,
Okay.
but we've doubled the statistics from last year.
Okay, good, good. All right. Okay, did anybody have any questions for Catherine? Okay.
And nobody is using our old way of putting out the books.
The porch pickups?
Yeah, the porch pickup.
I actually have had somebody who started last week,
Oh,
so I put one out today. That was the second time with her. I'm not sure she's doing it for pandemic reasons. I think she might be doing it for convenience, but that's fine with me.
I mean, she still has to come here during library hours, so.
Right.
yeah. So, yeah.
And sadly, there was somebody who used the porch a lot in the past. She did not come into the library at all once I started requiring masks, but she used the porch pickup. As soon as I stopped the mask requirement, she was back. She now not only is not coming into the library, but she's not using the porch pickups. I think that's very sad, but
But
and I don't know where she could be going
I mean,
because
she doesn't
there's
have COVID, right?
What?
She doesn't have COVID.
As far as I know.
Okay.
It's just too bad. We
Yeah.
seem to have lost somebody.
Yeah.
And
Well, we have the delivery service, but I can't ask you who she is. That's probably confidential. And so I can't reach out to her. I mean, she needs to request the delivery or maybe if you ever saw her, you could say, do you know that we have a delivery service?
sure.
So that
And
we don't
she-
lose her.
She used the porch pickups weekly before. I'm guessing she has an issue with the whole thing. I don't know though. It's just too bad.
Yeah, it is. It's sad.
On the other side of the coin, when Sarah was here in November before we did the mask up, she had a family come in with a bunch of kids, and of course, no one was wearing masks, and there was a lot of sneezing and coughing going on, and she got COVID.
Right.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it came right afterwards, so she's really kind of thinking that it was the family that came in. So, it's a balance.
If we're talking about the same Sarah, she had all her
Charles
yes, she had all her
Yeah.
vaccinations. I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
because Nancy works with her, they're both on the
Right,
supervisory checking of the vetting.
checklist, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so, it's kind of, it's sad to lose a patron, however, it is a pandemic.
And we do have a solution so we don't lose her. I just don't know how to reach out to her.
Well, I could email her if you wanted me to.
Just offer it. I could follow up with that.
Okay, moving on to old business. I presume, Marty, the sign isn't in because the ground is frozen too?
Yeah, because Emmett just,
Oh, he's busy.
right,
So I won't put it in till the ground is thawed. How's that
Yeah,
sound?
right. Emmett said he would do it.
Yeah, and he will.
Yeah, right, eventually he will.
Yeah.
So should I go find a home for it in the closet, or
Yes,
should I keep it out because who knows when Emmett will come by to...
Well, he's not gonna do it when the ground's
Right.
frozen, So, that's what he said. He said, don't worry, I'll do it before the ground freezes. Don't worry, before the ground freezes. And he goes, he doesn't, so.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so anyway, let's put them away and, including those posts, I can just push them in the back.
Okay,
And, why don't I put the signs back there also?
okay.
Okay.
Okay, readdress in,
Spring, April.
Yeah,
Mud season.
right, mud season, yeah.
Easy to dig a hole in.
Luckily, we've looked at the signs and they're correct, right?
Yes.
There's no
Yeah.
big mistakes on the
No.
signs.
no, we
Right.
look at them, they're very
Right.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, good size too.
Right, and we'll kind of ignore the fact that it was supposed to be in the ground within, was it 30 days after I had the approval? You know, from, remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they just might grant you another,
Well, I'd have to go through the whole thing again,
Oh.
you know, but
There was-
why? Because, I mean, really, there hasn't been any ground broken, over here,
No.
so, yeah, so we'll just install it.
Okay. So I won't nag you for the next couple of months.
Okay, right.
Have you heard anything about anybody as far as the garden club, Catherine?
No.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
And if you
Sorry.
remember about Denise,
Mhm.
Denise, I guess, she had something from the Andover, has a garden club.
Mhm.
She had basically sort of it was just a questionnaire, which I looked at it, and I didn't really see it being very helpful for us.
Mhm.
And I don't know how much Denise would assist us in the garden club.
Denise Lawless.
Yeah, yeah. But if we're gonna get going, I think we better do it pretty soon, right? Because remember we were talking about
Mhm.
the seed starter?
Could we give that to Donna Frost and have her do what she's doing with the garden club and pursue it
Sure.
on her end, since it's,
Sure.
get that questionnaire
Okay.
to her?
Okay, so you'll call Donna?
Well,
Or do you want me
haven't
to?
seen a questionnaire, I don't know what
I
you're
mean, the
talking.
questionnaire, I don't think did very much.
So what am I calling Donna Frost?
Just to find out if she wants to get the seed starter going.
Oh, a seed starting workshop?
Yeah,
Oh. Oh, I thought we were talking about a questionnaire.
no, I
Okay,
don't
it-
think the questionnaire was,
All right.
it didn't make much difference. So what are we gonna do? I mean, I know that we didn't wanna have the responsibility.
Mhm.
And
The
neither
garden
did
club.
Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Donna was willing to take care of arranging the Zoom, being in charge of making sure that worked, but she didn't want to be in
Mhm.
charge
Right.
of a garden club. So is it
Now
possible
she-
nobody really wants it at the
you know,
moment?
I mean, I could ask Denise, I could call up Denise and see whether, but I have a feeling, I don't know. I mean, Denise is retired, maybe we could get her, be the active person in the
I
garden.
think she might be semi-retired,
I
unless she's retired all the way, you
I
might
don't
know.
know, because the last we talked about it, I mean, that was like, it was certainly like at least 6 months ago, when she was working 2 days a week.
Right, that's,
Yeah.
and I was probably
But I
hearing
think,
what
I
you-
think that she's completely retired.
Retired
Yeah,
now?
but I think,
Okay,
But anyway, I'll tell you, I'll call Denise
okay.
and I'll ask her but if she's not, then,
Hello.
Hi.
hey.
Do you need help?
Just need to check out a couple books.
Sure.
And-
Somebody else is there too, so
Oh.
I'm going slower.
And ask her if she would like to do,
Not here.
To arrange the seed starter.
It might be, if she's willing to do something, it might be worthwhile if she came into one of our meetings.
Okay, but our next meeting isn't for a month, and I
Well-
think that would be kind of late for seed starter.
Donna posted probably like 3-4 weeks ago on Facebook. Or I think actually somebody posted on Facebook and asked what happened with the garden club. And Donna posted and said, I'm still interested in, I'm using the term very loosely, running it,
Yeah.
but I would like to wait until after the holidays are over with.
Yeah,
So I just think if it starts a little late this year, it starts a little late this year. But I think it would be good to have Denise and Donna, if they can both come in and meet with us before a meeting. Or just, I mean, if the three of us can get together, because I don't think Catherine would be that interested, but, I mean, she'd be welcome. We could do it like next week or the week afterwards or something.
Well, okay, so I'll call Denise.
Okay,
And then maybe I'll call Donna also and see if we can arrange a meeting.
right.
And then we have to get in touch with Jim and see whether he
I
is.
can get in touch with Jim.
Okay,
I did it before, I probably have the old emails.
okay,
He's my CSA, I hear from him every month, so I
Okay.
can just reply, push reply and say,
okay,
we're looking at seed starting once again, Jim.
right,
And if you remember back 2 years ago, when he canceled,
right.
I'll bet you that he had COVID. Way back then, if you remember his symptoms, he was in,
I thought that was before COVID.
it was before COVID, but somebody has to start, he had all the symptoms. His lungs were full, he was in the emergency
Yeah, I
room when he
know,
called us.
I remember that.
But
Yeah.
I'll call,
Okay.
I'm gonna pose that to a question to him. Do you think you
Okay.
might have had COVID?
And why don't we see if we can't hold the meeting when Catherine is in the library? Because we can meet in there, I don't think we have to meet with that.
Well,
And it would just be good
It kind
then
of
if
depends
she-
on how many people we have. I mean, remember.
No, I'm just talking about the initial
Oh, just the
meeting.
meeting?
Right,
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just to talk to them about,
Yeah.
let's get this going.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
so you're talking about a Monday?
Or a Wednesday, or a Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
okay, and Leslie will contact Jim, and what am I asking, I know seed starting, I get that, but when?
Well, I think
Well,
that's.
first we have to
something-
figure out, let's first figure out whether we have anybody to have a meeting.
At the meeting.
Right,
And
so yeah,
then,
so we'll figure
Once I
that.
know the meeting,
Then, well, once we have the meeting, let's say we have the meeting next week.
so this is on hold.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
Okay. And I think if we can meet with them, it would be good to know if they could check with people, get some books into the library that, that they would like to have at home, but they're too expensive, so they would like the library to purchase them.
Find that list out at the meeting?
With the two women.
Right, okay.
Okay.
She did post something a while ago, like you said, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was about, the Natural Organic Farmers
She
Association.
posted that this week, yeah.
What?
Oh, she,
If you wanted to order, you don't have to belong to the
Oh,
organic
yeah,
group.
yeah.
that was the second posting. She had
Okay.
posted that earlier, but it's not, I'm on her feed right now and it's not showing up.
Okay.
Was she a teacher? Her
I don't know.
Who?
feed looks like Donna Frost?
Yeah. I really don't know exactly what she was, she ended up traveling around quite a bit.
Mhm.
And I really don't know exactly what it was that she was doing.
Okay. Movies.
Oh.
I now know what the movie is. I do this
Right.
agenda way back.
Yeah, so the February movie is In the Heat of the Night.
Right.
And I just sent the blurb for the Grapevine
Okay.
to Dee.
And I
And
put it
thank
in
you
the-
for doing it. I don't remember when it was that you did it, didn't you?
Nope.
Really? Because I thought, oh my God, I forgot to do it.
I put it in the Cog and Monitor.
Yeah.
Catherine puts it in the Grapevine, doesn't she?
Yeah, but, well, Catherine puts it in under the library stuff.
Well, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay, so maybe Dee,
Or maybe Catherine did it.
well,
What did Catherine maybe do?
so you put in something about the movie, right?
Right,
Yeah,
in the library stuff. I
yeah,
always assumed you did.
right, well,
What
but
Dee
anyway,
puts
I
on the front
forgot,
page.
to do it. I think it was in November.
Oh, and
because-
I think Dee took mine
Oh, okay,
and put it.
right, because I figured, oh, it must have been Nancy who just, okay,
No.
all right.
Is the
Yeah.
movie still posted in the, I know it's on our Facebook, library Facebook page, the movie?
Yeah,
Is it also in the Webster?
Yes.
Yes.
yes. I do
Okay.
Webster and I do Pillsbury Lake.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, I just
In the
sent
heat
it.
of the night is February.
It's
Do you-
February,
we have a
and the
mo-
one in March is going to be What's Up, Doc?
Okay.
Because that's, so what I said was that In the Heat of the Night is in commemoration of Sydney,
Yeah.
and then in March, it's in commemoration of Peter Bogdanovich,
Yes.
so.
And there were 10 people at the movie.
I thought there were 8.
There were the 4 of us, the couple from Bosquen, and you and myself.
Yeah.
And then there were 6 people behind us, because I counted like 3 times.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Because I thought it was only 8. Because I was
Is
thinking, wait,
everybody,
it was,
are you comfortable with 9? It wouldn't be hard to change.
Oh, it doesn't make a big
Well,
difference.
he said 8, you said 10, so
Yeah,
and
9 is
for the grapevine, I went for 9.
I did too. That's exactly what I did. I recorded 9. I said it's close enough. All right.
no, they're all couples. Well, except for Nancy and I are not really a couple.
We are on
Larry-
movie nights.
Larry didn't come?
No, he volunteers all day at the VA on Fridays,
Oh.
and he was exhausted.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hello.
I'd like to get a library card for my grandson.
Sure.
Okay, moving on to presentation ideas. Everybody is supposed to come with an idea or two. Uh-oh. We'll be thinking, Marty, while we're talking. And these were just off the top of my head, the ones that I wrote down, so they're not, Nancy said we have to do these. But I really feel that it shouldn't be the trustees that do all the presentations. So if we have to cut back, that's just the way it is, but it's not a thing that I think we should be responsible for, because Marty does the movies, and I think that's fine. But otherwise,
And I think if everything we had went full blast, if the baby bags went like crazy and the celebration bags went like crazy and the delivery service kicked in and went like crazy, we'd be in trouble.
yeah. We bit off quite a bit.
But anyway, I did do some thinking and I read
Okay.
yours, but go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead. What did you come up with?
Okay. I was kind of what we're doing with Donna and, all right, I'm just gonna talk for a little while because it kind of, all right,
That's okay.
get a target group of people and brainstorm with them. Then I thought, we need to do outreach. We need to find out what the residents want. We're not getting any feedback from the resident. We feel like we're not getting any feedback. Then I thought, I went to the businesses in town. Is there any way we could support the local businesses by having them come in and speak to or do a Zoom for the library for their business, and people would click on to find out about the business? That was an idea that I had. To support the people that we have here. So that made me think of the Historical Society. Could we have them come in and speak to their diaries, to their organization, to their fundraising for the building? I thought of Robert's Greenhouse. What could Sue Roberts present on a Zoom that people might listen to? It could come under Garden Club, I don't know. So that people might click on and listen to her, but she would be promoting her business at the same time. And,
Well, if somebody does that and uses this, then it ends up on the YouTube channel.
okay.
So, that would also
And these
be-
are just ideas.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have the time or the energy to pursue them. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, these are just ideas. Then I thought, what would I personally like? Right now, I think it would be fun to tune in to a show from Webster tying in with Catherine's cookbook she's doing that kindergarten cookbook,
Mhm.
and I don't know where that is. She was trying to find, she was doing due diligence to find out copyright. Wouldn't it be fun to tune in on hearty soups right now? I thought cooking would be fun. Maybe once a month, something on cooking, and January could be hearty soups. March could be lamb. I don't know, you know. I don't know. Dot is a resource. How can we get Dot to work with the library? She's willing to do these free computer classes, but nobody's signing up for them.
Well, it's kind of hard
That's
now.
right, yeah, you can't,
Can you do Zoom for computer work?
you gotta figure that the people who would need to do Zoom can't get
Oh,
into Zoom.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, then,
But I
Betsy
mean-
Janeway, she's a resource. Would she be willing to come on and speak to, she has infinite knowledge about so much. And then Chris.
Conservation, right.
Chris
Shadler.
makes me, we've got these rich and you mentioned the Birdman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob Quinn.
He's the one that made me think of these two. We've got resources in town, and I bet we've got businesses we don't even know about.
Well, there's a lot of farms that sell things, you know,
Right.
produce and chickens and
And
whatever.
And then the sad part is we could put all kinds of energy behind this and get a nice schedule and get these people lined up, and then nobody comes on.
Well, but I think if you're thinking of, see, my thought would be that it would be very hard to be interactive with something like this, that then the people would want to watch afterwards. Because I would think you almost want to have like a directory. So maybe I'm looking for someone to tell me how to start seeds, since we talked about him. So I can look at this and say, oh, here's the person.
Oh, yeah.
And if I just click on this YouTube one, then I can watch it. I mean, when he gave his presentation, he was very, very thorough.
Yeah.
Which one is this?
What's his face? Whose name I can never come up with, the seed starting guy.
Jim.
Oh.
Jim, thank you.
Ramanet. And we have this building, this side, that is a resource for us. So I'm thinking, what, once a week exercises for our age group.
Mhm.
You know, the stretching exercises. The other idea I had was book sales throughout the year instead of going to Goodwill. But then we would be running it, you know,
I mean,
instead of you
there's-
bringing those books to the Goodwill, could we say, there will be books for sale, or maybe we could do a Zoom, we've got this one, we've got this, I don't know, you know, those are just my ideas. That's what I came up with.
Well, I didn't come up with anything.
You're fired.
Right, okay. Should I withdraw my?
No. No. Catherine, did you have any ideas for the presentation part?
Not really. I know at one time I had liked the idea of Ask a Muslim. That was a very popular
Oh, right.
project in
Yes.
the state. I don't know I don't know how to say it. If interest has
You
declined.
mean, what's his name? Aziz.
Aziz.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him with an ollie, and he was great, you know, he was just terrific. You know, and I'm sure that, but again, would he come here, you know, with like maybe, you know, 3 people?
That's the part that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. The energy that goes into this isn't rewarded with people, with an audience. The energy we're putting into the movies. And yes, we had 10 people, that's wonderful. We
Yeah.
are going upwards, you know,
Yeah,
but it's,
And I figured, you know, even if we only get, you know, 4 people here plus us, you know, it's okay. I mean, especially since I think, you know, it will go up eventually, you know, once.
For some
I mean,
reason, it's starting to go up.
Yeah, I mean, remember back in the old days, right, we used to have, maybe 10 or 12, you know.
I was
Well-
amazed we had 10 the other night, it was so cold.
So freezing.
Yeah,
I
well,
said
maybe that's
nobody's
why,
gonna come. Oh, the good liar, we did have 23.
No,
No.
no,
No?
No,
no.
That's what I have.
well, that would be wrong.
Oh.
2 or 3 maybe.
Oh, maybe it's 2 or 3, okay. Jim Ramatek was 10. Downton Abbey was 19.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was very popular.
Yeah,
I still think a lot of people are not going out to things, period.
yeah.
My other thing that I had thought of was, I really want to have somebody from Squam Lake come at the end of the summer reading program.
Oh, it's great.
But I've had them twice.
Yeah.
I love having them come.
Yeah.
But at the moment, they're just doing Zoom or outdoor. So I'm hoping that by the time summer comes,
Yeah, who knows?
things will have gotten
Right.
better and they might be willing to do inside, in-person ones. But for little kids, I don't think doing the Zoom one is
No.
very fun. And we're really not set up for outdoor
Well,
things.
I think what I would present them with is, we would be happy to do outdoors. However, this is New England and it can rain. It can
Right.
pour rain out there. So we have this huge hall. I mean, you never get that many kids.
We have the ability to go across the street, with the telescopes, which we did,
Yeah.
and again, there was only, I don't know, maybe 6 people or so.
I was
Yeah.
away during that. I would have come to that if I wasn't away.
Yeah, I mean, it was the barns,
And I think we should do it again.
Yeah, but again, you gotta remember, that is always risky because it just might be a cloudy night.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that I want to try to do something outside with a presenter like Squam Lake. I mean, it's one thing, the telescope thing was sort of local. It wasn't as structured a program or.
As I remember, we started it inside. This is, of course,
Right.
before, right? We
Right.
started this inside
And then went across
right,
the street.
yeah.
So anyway, my thing with Squam Lake would depend on if they start to do indoor ones again.
Well, if you did it in August,
Yeah, but that's when I do it.
Yeah.
It's in August. So
Yeah.
I have fingers crossed that by summertime.
yeah, but why couldn't you do the whole thing outside in August?
I feel like we're not really set up to do that. I mean, we're gonna do it in a parking lot.
I
No,
have,
I
gonna
would say
go-
do it across the
Yeah.
street, do it on the soccer field. I know that would mean we'd have to get permission from the sports committee,
and
but-
I have 2 easy pop-up tent roofs.
Okay.
They're not big, but I have one and Ashley has one that we could set up if we needed to. Or the presenters could be under them and we could be outside so that they had an area. It's just an idea.
I'll think about it.
And again, you have to worry, is it gonna rain?
Right.
Yeah,
Because if it's like last year, right, then it was raining like every other day in August,
Right.
right?
And this is the end of my summer reading program. I want it tied in with.
what you're doing.
Right. And having it in here is good. I sort of have people corralled. And I
Right,
move them
and they could be down
from the
there.
library into here and then back again.
And if we opened all the windows and all the doors, this wouldn't be considered outside. I mean, I wonder if there's like that they would compromise and be willing to present. We have a big town hall that we can open up completely, but you would be enclosed,
They could be on the stage.
and we just sit here, and we could open up every single window and every single door, which they might say not to because they're animals.
I don't want their
Presenting
animals
outside,
escaping.
they would run into the woods, so, yeah. Yeah, you need a little structure.
Okay, well, let's keep thinking about this, because I think we need to have the people in Webster know we're here. So we need to be doing things with Webster, for Webster. Okay, all right. Anything else about presentations? You know me, I'll bring it up again.
I know, and I just don't know what to say or do, because I went and got my hair cut today, and I've started to go to the Dirty Blonde Saloon on
Oh,
your
yeah,
road.
yeah.
But not Little Hill, but that
Right,
road,
I know.
with White
Yeah.
Plains.
Yeah.
She's really close. It's only my second time going. And I asked her, and I said, what would you like to see for movies? And, or what could the library offer you so that it would inspire you to go to the library? And she didn't know the movies existed because she doesn't travel this way. She either travels to Market Basket, if she goes to Concord, she had a cutoff road that she takes. She doesn't travel this way. She didn't know we had movies. She said, where are they posted? So I said the Facebook page, I said the Webster page, I said the Grapevine, and she was just surprised. And she said, you know what you need to do? You need to think outside the box. So she got right on, and she posted, I'm sitting here with one of the trustees at the library, and she put it on her Facebook, what would you like for movies? So somebody said Free Willy. And she said, did you know that these existed? You know, she's having a conversation with her people. But you're right, how do we get people, here's somebody who's a resident here,
Who doesn't know it.
her entire life doesn't
Right.
know that there's a monthly movie.
Well, does she come to the library? Does she have a library card?
I didn't-
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
And she apparently doesn't even read the Grapevine.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I understand people who don't use the library aren't going to bother to read the library news in the Grapevine.
Yeah.
Right.
But Dee puts the movie on the front
Right.
page.
Right.
And I put the sign out 10 days ahead, and the day of the movie, I put
Right.
balloons on it. I
And if
mean,
she's on the Webster Facebook page, then she should see it, because I put it in 2 or 3 times before the movie.
yeah, I mentioned it
So-
was there, but she didn't admit to me that she was on it, but she must be. Do you know
Of
what I
course she
mean?
is.
So they mentioned Free Willy, and another person mentioned Matilda.
Oh, that's cute.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
they're both that in her age group, you know, it's a different age group than our age group. Those are parents that have little kids that want to take their
Her kids aren't little,
No, I know.
right.
But,
Her kids
but the
are
people
like
she's-
young well, they're adults.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
reaching out to her friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so far, the suggestions that I read before I came here were Matilda and Free Willy. To me, aren't those little kids' movies?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I remember when we tried
How
that.
have you done with the little kids' movies?
So I
Yeah.
said, we did one on Saturdays once a year, before the pandemic, is what I said.
Yeah.
And I said we had to stop because of the pandemic, but we've just started up again.
We can try it again.
But
I mean, I don't think it'll get us.
I don't know.
Again, I think we had that one year when it was a rainy day during school vacation. And we got, not that many kids, but at least we got some.
Well, Heidi came with hers, so there was a.
No, that was.
That was the year she was the only one.
Right,
Oh,
right.
she was the only
What was the
one.
movie?
The dragon.
The dragon,
Pete's
Pete's
Dragon.
Dragon.
Okay, moving on. The 2022 budget, actually, I just put
Yeah.
that down because I think it would be helpful for those of us that are, well, me anyway, that's a little clueless sometimes about what each of the lines on the budget,
Okay,
what they are.
all right.
So
I
I think it
will-
would be helpful if we
I'll
did
bring it
something like
right
that.
next time.
Good job.
Yeah, I'll just deal with the budget again. You know,
Okay.
It's not, obviously, it's not a big deal at all.
So you're gonna do that verbally, Marty, or?
No, I'll send you a print. I'll obviously send you something, online,
Okay,
about how the budget's doing, you know,
Okay.
which is good. Yeah, let's try and, you know, if anything, I suppose I wouldn't be a big deal for me to put that in every month, you know, so we
Okay.
could just see how we're doing as opposed, in line with the budget.
Okay,
We can, you know, so that'll give us an idea of whether we're up or down
okay,
to the budget.
all right. Okay, moving on to museum passes.
Okay, I printed out a sheet that shows, you wanted to know what the usage was, which I don't think counts this year, but
Well, it
you-
just
you
gives us
wanted
a,
it, so I did it. The usage and the cost. I also checked to see what the other libraries in our co-op have
okay,
for passes.
Okay.
And I
great,
put them down in decreasing order of what libraries have the pass. And for the three most popular, I put how much they cost and what they cover.
okay. Well, you were kind of sorry when we stopped doing the fells.
Oh, I was, well, it was our most popular one that
Okay.
year.
Okay.
So do we have the fells again?
No, you guys cut it out.
Why?
It, because, your explanation was that it didn't cover special events.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
So
and it
even
was-
though
it
it
was
was
a
the
pretty
most
limited-
popular,
right.
it was the most popular one that year. That's-
Six.
That's what gets to me.
Oh,
And in
these are the
addition to-
passes that we have. Okay, line, okay. Now I'm reading it right. Okay, my fault. Okay. You were going to look into the New England Aquarium.
She did.
Oh,
That was over $600
Right.
and it only covered
Yeah.
half the cost of
Yeah.
admission.
I remember that now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought we felt that we should definitely keep the stuff that is local.
Yeah,
You know, so the Indian Museum, even though we got one, we should,
yeah.
and the same thing with the
So
telephone.
if we
Yeah.
wanted to get a new one again, should we go back to the fells?
Money-wise, is that something we could do without a problem?
It's $100.
I think we can afford that.
Okay.
How about
Uh,
Krista McAuliffe? How much is
Well,
that?
Ridiculously,
That's
Mm.
$300 and it does not cover the planetarium.
right.
Now, I understand you didn't like the fells because it didn't cover special events.
Yeah, but
But
the McAuliffe is just, that's crazy.
I know, I mean, all
Yeah.
7 libraries in the my co-op
I
do have passes, but it just gets to me, who wants to go to
I
that
like the
museum and
fel-
not see
You mean
that?
the McAuliffe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
who wants
right.
to go there and
All
not?
it does is it gets you in, so you can wander around, right?
Do
But you
the
can't go in, you
lobby.
can't see the shows,
Yeah.
Right,
you know? And
I-
we'd be spending $300, you know? It's just crazy.
I like the fells better now because during the pandemic, all those trails are open
yes,
and it's beautiful.
and
I
the
just-
gardens,
Yeah,
and they seem to always have 2 different art exhibits. They have an outdoor one, I think. One year, they had this really cool kinetic sculpture thing just spread around outdoors. And I know one year, inside, they had paintings of farmhouses in the area, local farmhouses. So they get really cool art exhibits there, too. I personally don't care about John Hay. I've never taken the tour of the house itself, myself, because I don't care. But the other things they have to offer are pretty nice.
yeah. I did the Christmas show one year, you know, they do each room completely Christmas. And
But
each,
that you can't do with the pass.
right. But for some reason, I don't know what's happened. Oh, maybe it's the pandemic. I haven't heard anything. I'm not getting anything from the Fells anymore. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's going to my spam. I don't know. I didn't even think of the Fells this Christmas. Did they even have their Christmas thing this year?
Probably not.
I'm going to guess no.
Yeah.
That's probably why I haven't heard anything.
And Nancy, you had wanted to know about Squam Lakes. So it's $300.
And that's kind of expensive, plus you get to pay $10 more.
Yes.
So it must be very expensive to get in, $18. So it really doesn't cover much.
So this gives you half the cost.
And for kids, you're only getting $3 off.
Right.
Well, I would say forget that.
We
Well-
brought Paxton this last year and he only made it halfway through. We had to go home
Mhm.
halfway through. So,
Well, he's very little, isn't
Yeah,
he?
well,
Or
he's-
something like that.
yeah. Well, we had a buggy and everything, but he just faded fast.
Oh, the New Hampshire State Parks, I wouldn't bother renewing that one. Maybe if we ever get done with the pandemic and they get rid of their requirement that you have reserved parking,
Mhm.
it might be more popular, but people don't like the fact that they have to reserve
Yeah.
a day. And then finding out that on top of that, they have to reserve parking. They just,
It's too much.
yeah.
Well, why don't we replace that one with the Fells?
Sure.
Would not recommend renewing.
So that's saving you $5, Marty.
Yeah, great.
Revisit after pandemic.
Okay.
And replace this one with Fells. Okay.
Thank you for doing this all on the passes. It's enlightening.
Mhm.
Okay, air conditioner. Did anybody ever get back to you? Not that you care now.
Right. He eventually, after some nagging, did. And what he gave me for a quote was for a combined heater air conditioner. So I
You don't
said
need that.
no.
No.
No, and he gave me the reasons why that was a good idea.
What was he
And-
talking about, just putting in a new one?
Oh, yeah, we
Oh,
supposedly
Yeah.
need a new one,
really? Well, it is, what, like 15 years old?
or more, right.
However long I've been
Right.
here.
Yeah, so I said I wanted a quote for just a regular air conditioner, and I haven't heard from him, and I haven't heard from him, and so I asked again, and maybe next time I'll have something for you. They're not really selling themselves to me at the moment.
Is he the only group that does those air conditioners?
Oh, I don't know. Back before we got an air conditioner, I had done some research and had come up with 3 companies, one of which was Clough. And I know Heritage was the one I ended up liking, but my trustees at the time decided we didn't need air conditioning at all. When Marty came on board, he took over figuring out who to get, and he went with Clough. So I don't know what your reasoning was, whether they were cheaper. or-
Probably, yeah. But you preferred which one?
Well, I'm talking more than 15
Yeah,
years at this
yeah.
point. I had preferred Heritage.
Where's Heritage located?
Are they both?
Concord?
Well,
I don't
Concord,
know.
both in that area anyway. I mean, if this guy is that about getting back to you, then
Yeah.
if we said, yes, we would like you to do that, would we then wait until what, next October before we have air conditioning?
Oh, we can use, come on, it's the guy we just used. Oh, Shook. Dick Shook. He's in Kentucky.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the 3rd one that I
Yeah.
checked with. And he
Yeah.
was the most expensive.
I wonder, because I think I don't remember, we might not have even shopped around. We just ended up getting him, and he put in, like an air conditioner like that, just for our bedroom. And he got it done, I don't know, within a few weeks. We were on his list. But that might be, again, he might be the most expensive. So I guess we'll just check or you'll check what? Who's
The
gonna
rate we're
check this?
going, we gotta continue
Yeah.
so that you have air conditioning
Yeah.
this summer. That's how slow it's going.
Right, so that's not working at all now?
It works.
Oh,
just
okay.
It
drips.
drips.
Yeah.
It drips.
Oh,
I had to put towels or something. And you can see at the top of the bookcase when
Okay.
I didn't catch it and I did not put towels, it's all blackened.
Well, if this guy doesn't get back to you in what you consider a reasonable time, which may be tomorrow, then I would call somebody else. I mean, call Heritage, call.
call Shook, call Heritage.
Is it
yeah.
SHOOK?
No,
Shook,
is it SCH
Yeah.
something?
yeah, I think so. I think it's SCHOOK, I think.
So is that all right with you, Catherine, to do some research?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Because I really think that we need to make a decision about this, because she's right. Everybody seems like they're very, very busy.
Right, and this is definitely the time to at least get it reserved,
Mhm.
so we're not waiting till like the end of July,
Okay, new business, Catherine.
I don't think I have anything except to ask, I made the corrections in the annual report for the commas. Was there anything else?
Oh, I had some notes on the annual report. I was wondering when we got the Chrome, I don't know if they're called Chromebooks, Chrome tablets, when did we get those?
I don't know.
I was wondering if we needed to include that we have those in there. Or I was wondering, maybe we got those last year.
I'm feeling like we did,
Yeah.
Really?
but I'll check and I'll add it if
And there
they're
hasn't been a
new.
big demand for them, right?
No, there's been,
Right.
And then I had a question about, didn't we talk about a new pass, and it was the Aquarium Pass, and that's all, I was gonna say, let's include the new pass in there, but, we didn't get it, so.
and also this is for the year
Last year.
2021.
Okay, yes, it's tricky.
So you'll turn that into,
Yep.
okay.
Oh, and what was your correction that you made on it, Catherine?
Nancy, I have a thing about commas in numbers.
Oh, did you add a comma?
Yes, I
Okay.
added commas. I apparently had a teacher who really made an impression on me back in school.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that was it.
Marty?
Don't have anything.
Okay. Leslie?
Yes, I have some stuff.
Okay.
Town report. All right. Okay, this is a little bit confusing because December's meeting was canceled. But at the end of November's meeting, it doesn't matter the timeline, but Peg has asked us, I contact Peg every month to find out how many celebration bags are at the food pantry. And doing that a couple months ago, she asked me if the trustees would be interested in sponsoring the toiletry. The library would be interested in sponsoring the toiletry shelf at the pantry. It was right after our meeting, so I said, I will ask in December, and our meeting is this time. Then December was canceled. I got in touch with her and I said, I'm sorry I wasn't able to ask. Our next meeting is today. And meanwhile, she did need 4 more bags. So I delivered 4 bags contacted on 1/3, and I brought 4 bags on 1/5. And I was just wondering if we were interested in sponsoring the toiletry. We're spending about, and I have a receipt for you, Marty, and it was ready, everything was highlighted, ready to go, and it's on my desk right here, and I didn't pick it up. But
Just email it to me, you know.
a picture of it? Oh, the amount?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that was for the 4 bags that I just did, that I brought to her. And they're about between, depending on little gizmo, you know, what I put in there, but including the bag, which is $1, they're between $12, $13 a bag. And we do about a bag a month. So is that enough that we're doing? Do we wanna also, I don't know, it's town money, do you know what I mean? You're taking from one coffer to feed another coffer.
I don't
Well,
think that we
they're
can.
church. What?
I don't think that we can
No.
give money to the.
No, not money, it would be, well, I could do it, I would,
No, I don't think we can. I
okay,
agree with Marty.
okay.
Well,
I mean, you know, if we give it personally, that's fine, you know, but I don't think as the library that we can give
No.
that money.
I don't
Or
think
even-
they're
even
looking
if we
for
just-
money, I think they're looking
if
for
we-
donations.
Yeah, but even if we got, you know, bags of whatever it is that they need, we can't give it as the library. I mean,
Oh,
I think,
do you think they're asking us to ask the public for these items?
no,
I didn't get that
Oh.
feeling either.
I think that's the only way we could do it, is put a,
we could put a sign up that
Yeah.
says, you know, come in here with,
shampoo.
you know, right, yeah, whatever, something like that, you know, and we'll give it to the
Deliver.
pantry,
Yeah.
you know.
I think you're right, but how does that differ from the celebration bags that you're already doing?
Because I think those bags are a promotion for us to try and get those kids, those babies, to be our future
So
patrons.
what does the library do to promote itself with them?
Oh, Mark, you got 2 things mixed up. We got the baby bags here at the library
Yeah.
for the newborns.
Right.
But we have the celebration bags at the food pantry,
Oh.
which is a bag of
Oh.
cake mix. And they started out as donations. And Nancy was doing, you know, 100% of the donations.
Not
And
really.
maybe Karen would come in and put in a cake mix, but,
Okay, I guess I didn't realize that we, as the library, we were supplying cake mix and stuff like that.
But we're putting in information about the library.
oh yeah, there's a flyer in there about the
Yeah.
library. And to be honest with you, up till this time, I have financed the celebration bags myself. I never submitted a receipt. Nancy was we had a box, and then, first of all, we had a bag that was it was an exemplar of what a celebration bag looked like, and Karen might come in, this was pre-pandemic, Karen might come in and put a cake mix, but let's say there's A through G things in the bag, they weren't coming in consistently to build a bag. So I kind of took it over myself. I said, I'll finance these, and that way I got the A through G, A through G, A through G, so I could end up with 3 bags. And, you know, you're very, I'm not criticizing, but I had tons of cake mix, but I didn't have the other things that went with the cake mix, the tablecloth, the other things that went in the bag. So I just took it upon myself, and I don't mind doing it at all. But this time I said, you're gonna yell at me for never submitting a receipt, so I got the receipt and I did everything and I was gonna bring it in, but I don't mind keep doing it that way, but so that if the library is not doing something it's supposed to be, I can say I'm financing them.
This came from one of the conferences from a couple of years ago, when the new person came in, who's the legal representative for the trustees, and it was a question that was asked at that. And a couple of libraries said, oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Is that something we can do? And he said, sure, it's fine. Didn't bother him any.
Uh-huh.
Because he
Okay.
said, you're not giving them money. He said, if you're giving them money, that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other solution there is I make a donation every month to the food pantry, and I could designate this is for the toiletry shelf, so the toiletry shelf has nothing to do with the library, and it gets covered.
I kind of wonder why she isn't posting on Facebook asking for donations.
Maybe this, I'm guessing, I have no
Yeah.
idea. Maybe it just came to her suddenly. Hey, would you guys be interested in sponsoring the toiletry shelf? And I said I would ask.
I just don't think we get enough people in here to donate stuff.
I can explain that to her.
So anyway, all you're asking is it okay for us to handle, you know, the toiletries?
A box
For-
for
Right.
donations.
Yeah, she's not asking for the library to buy the deodorant or the toothpaste, right?
No, she didn't go the route of, I'll have to explain to her that in order for the library to do this, we will have to ask for donations. And we don't feel as though we would get enough donations to keep you in supply.
Yeah.
So the answer is no. That's the case. We can't give money.
Right.
You can't give me money to go do it.
Well, yeah, I can give you money.
No,
Right.
Marty can give me money, but
But
as
the
treasurer.
treasurer can't give you money.
Right.
Okay. For some reason, then there is this fine line between the celebration bags and what your original question was, what's the difference between the toiletry request and the celebration bags?
And it is a really fine line. And, you know, and you're saying that the legal counsel,
Had no problem with it, because you're not giving them money. You're not handing
Uh-huh.
over $100.
yeah,
And everybody agreed that they were putting information about the library in anything that was
Mhm.
going to the food pantry.
That's true. I put a brochure in every single bag. It's the same 4 to 6 families that they have, so they're getting the brochures over and over every time they take a bag.
Mhm.
But
right. Just, yeah, right.
I do
Just have to
a-
find someplace to put the trash.
Yeah, I do have, the brochures that we have. I have both of those. I put
Yeah.
2 or 3 things in every bag. That's true, I do.
Well, then I guess I kind of agree. Yeah, I'll say, yeah, go ahead. You know, it's,
So how do we
I
handle
mean,
that?
it's,
What?
He's agreeing to doing the toiletry shelf. I don't get how to do it.
Is he agreeing to that?
yeah,
Oh,
I
you
guess
agree.
so.
Are you
Yeah, I
agreeing to
guess-
the celebration bags or the toiletry shelf?
Well, is there any difference?
Well, but I thought if we were going to do the toiletry shelf, it was going to be donations. I mean, I just think that it's sort of up to her as the person in charge of the pantry to go on to the easiest thing I can think of is Facebook and say, I really, really need, you can drop things off at the library at these times. And I mean, she did it she could do it back at the police station, which is what she did, like,
Mhm. Right.
I don't know,
Okay,
2
so
years
the
ago.
Renco is
Right.
to, on Facebook.
You know, and I guess now that
post-
you mention it, now, yeah, I'm thinking of the police, you know, handling it, and there was no problem, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, the police were acting in, you know, they were helping out the pantry,
Right.
you know, and
And they're open more than we are.
What, the police are, yes.
Yeah.
The pantry's still open one day a month, right?
Right, for
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, right.
So I think that it would be better if she contacted the police and asked if she could do the same thing that she did 2 years ago, and people could bring in donations and leave them. It was like 8 to 5 or something like that. It
Well,
was-
some people don't like to stop at the police station, right?
I wear a disguise.
But can we offer the library as a drop-off?
I would say, yeah, right? Do you have any problem with it?
No.
Yeah.
That's fine.
My only issue with it is it's never succeeded before. I guess that doesn't mean it
Yeah.
won't succeed this time.
Besides, there'll be more space because the signs will be gone. Right? So,
Or we could put the donation box in our, what did I call it? Library of Things section.
And the only other thing I have is the cookbook. I was wondering where you were with a kindergarten cookbook.
Oh, I'm not doing anything with it at the moment.
Okay.
I figure I have projects coming up in March that I have to come up with,
Okay,
and I could do something then.
okay. All right. Okay. So, in my notes, when it comes to presentation ideas, today was kind of like a brainstorming
Mhm.
session. We didn't really
No.
come to any.
No,
But Marty is going to be contacting those 2 people
right.
for the garden.
for the garden club. Okay, all right.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. My only thing is, as you probably noticed or not noticed, on the back of this is always our 10-year goals. So I would like us to look them over for the next meeting and see where we are and what we need to be looking at to do.
And maybe a direction to go in. When are these due again?
Probably like 7 or 8 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never
And-
mind.
And do you think that the 3 of us will still be trustees in 10 years?
I don't know.
This is the plastic form that you guys need to sign.
Oh, yeah.
And then I will wander downstairs with it. Okay. I think we're done. It's 18 past 5.